Okay, so you're a local business owner, right? Are you maybe looking at your marketing efforts and just wondering if there's a better way?
Hmm.
Or maybe you feel like you're putting in the work, but just not seeing those results you really need, while, other businesses down the street seem to be pulling customers in.
Yeah, if that sounds familiar, if you've nodded yes to any of that,
Yeah.
then, well, you're definitely in the right place for this deep dive.
Welcome. You're listening to The Deep Dive, local business marketing podcast. Today, we're going to really dig into some materials from Communication and Design Digital Marketing Agency.
That's right. We've looked over their website, how they talk about strategy, their contact approach, and specifically this thing they call the marketing playbook.
And also some of their thinking on building like really strong local brands.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to go beyond just, surface level stuff. We want to pull out some key actionable insights for you.
Insights that can help you, the local business owner, shift from that kind of spray and pray marketing.
Which wastes a lot of money.
Yeah, totally. And move to like a clear strategic approach that actually drives measurable growth. We want to provide some clarity, maybe even a bit of a roadmap.
Yeah, helping you decode what actually moves the needle.
Okay, so let's start with something they emphasize right off the bat. Partnership. They say partnership isn't just a buzzword here, it's a promise. What does that really mean for a local business owner, especially one who might have been burned before?
Well, I think the key word there is promise. It suggests a really collaborative relationship. They're positioning themselves not just as someone you hire, but as like invested partners in your success.
So more than just delivering a service.
Right. It implies shared goals, a more integrated approach. You should probably expect them to really dig into your vision, not just push their own agenda.
That makes a lot of sense because one of the biggest things I hear, honestly, is frustration about just guessing, trying things out, boosting a post here, running a small ad there.
And having no real idea what's working.
Exactly. So when communication and design uses a line like, stop guessing, start growing, for their marketing playbook, that must hit home, right?
Oh, absolutely. It speaks directly to that pain point, the desire for certainty, for a predictable ROI. Look, most local business owners are amazing at what they do.
Running their shop, their restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. But marketing, that can feel like a black box. So the appeal is moving away from those, shots in the dark towards something informed, strategic,
Sure.
something actually tied to revenue.
Okay, so this marketing playbook, it sounds central. What, practically speaking, does it involve for a business owner who's thinking, okay, I'm interested?
From what we've seen, it's framed as a custom roadmap, a blueprint, they call it, specifically for your digital marketing success. And they mention it's helped other local businesses like yours generate consistent growth.
So it's not generic advice. What kind of specific things would someone actually get?
Well, it seems to start with a really deep dive analysis of what you're doing now, what's working, what isn't.
Finding the strengths and weaknesses.
Precisely. Plus, an analysis of your local market, looking for those opportunities you might be missing. And then, crucially, it delivers a step-by-step action plan, something you can actually use, like right away.
And this is all guided by someone who gets local business.
Yeah, they emphasize the consultant who understands local scene. And a really key point they make is that you get this clarity without buying expensive software, hiring in-house teams, or committing to any services.
Okay, that's big. That lowers the barrier to entry significantly, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes getting strategic marketing help feel much more accessible. So you can think of the playbook as getting the map and the compass first. You gain this strategic advantage, this plan.
Even if you decide to handle the execution yourself, at least initially.
Exactly. You know where you're going and how you're going to try and get there. It gives you confidence in your decisions.
And they really seem to hammer home the importance of strategy over just chasing trends. There's this quote: "The businesses that consistently grow aren't the ones chasing every new marketing trend. They're the ones with a clear data-backed strategy that works specifically for their market."
That's such an important distinction, especially today. It's easy to get distracted by the next new platform or tactic.
The shiny object syndrome.
Right. But sustainable growth, the kind that lasts, that comes from a solid foundation, a
Mhm.
strategy that's based on data tailored to your customers in your local area. It's about being proactive, not just reactive.
So when they develop this playbook, they look at everything, the website, social media, local listings. Why is that kind of holistic view so important?
Well, it's about synergy, really.
Hmm.
Often businesses have, bits and pieces online, but they aren't working together effectively.
Like siloed efforts.
Exactly. So by looking at the whole picture, they can spot disconnects, find where efforts can be combined, and uncover those hidden opportunities. And the real value add they seem to promise is translating all that data.
Which can be overwhelming.
Totally. Translating it into plain English. A clear action plan you can actually understand and, more importantly, use.
Now, I can imagine some business owners might feel a bit, I don't know, embarrassed or maybe just daunted by having someone scrutinize their current marketing, especially if it hasn't been a priority.
Yeah, and communication and design seems to get that. They explicitly say business owners usually aren't marketing professionals and they shouldn't have to be.
That's quite reassuring.
It is. It normalizes the situation. It says, hey, it's okay if this isn't your expertise. And they add that their strategists offer solutions completely free of judgment and at no charge. That creates a safe space, you know? Get honest feedback without feeling bad about it.
Okay, so beyond the immediate plan, they also talk a lot about brand building. They have this value-first framework. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, this is about creating what they call a magnetic brand, one that attracts loyal customers because you lead with value. It's built on three main steps. Step one is define your brand DNA.
Brand DNA. Okay, what does that entail?
It's about getting crystal clear on the fundamentals. Your mission, why you exist. Your vision, where you're going. Your core values. What makes you genuinely different from the guy down the street. And your unique why us story.
So the real foundational stuff.
Absolutely. They stress answering questions like, what problem do you actually solve? Why did you start this business? What are your customers' biggest frustrations? Where are your competitors weak? And like, what's the one thing you want to be known for?
Got it. So nail down the identity first. What's step two?
Step two is show, don't tell. This is crucial. It's about bringing that brand DNA to life through tangible actions, not just words.
How so? Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of just saying we value community, you show it. Use real photos of your team, your actual work. Create behind-the-scenes content. Document when you're involved in local events or charities. Make it real.
Like that coffee shop example showing the composting, the local farmer partnerships.
Exactly. It builds authenticity. People connect with that.
Makes sense. Authenticity is huge. What's the third step?
Step three is build trust through transparency. This is all about credibility.
How do you build that?
Primarily through proof. Sharing genuine customer success stories, testimonials, highlighting the actual expertise on your team, who are the people behind the business, and demonstrating your impact. How do you make a difference for customers or the community? It's about making it easy for people to believe in you.
Okay, define, show, build trust. And they even have a 30-day brand transformation plan. That sounds very hands-on.
It does. It seems structured to make implementing this framework less daunting. They break it down week by week.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Week one is apparently focused on documenting that brand DNA we talked about. Week two is about gathering the proof, the photos, the stories. Week three involves updating your digital presence website, social to reflect all this. And week four is launching your ongoing story strategy.
So it builds systematically.
Right. And they do stress that you really need to commit to all 4 weeks to see that transformation in how your brand is perceived.
And just to drive home why this brand stuff matters so much, they drop a pretty powerful statistic, don't they?
They do. That 77% of consumers make purchase decisions based on brand values and reputation in 2025.
Yeah.
77%.
Wow. That really puts a number on the cost of being, well, just another generic business.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Yeah.
It highlights the risk of neglecting your brand. In a crowded local market, having a strong brand that resonates, that aligns with customer values, that can be your single biggest advantage. You risk missing out on 3/4 of potential customers if you don't get it right.
Okay, so for someone listening right now thinking, this makes sense, I need to get a handle on this, what's the most direct, practical first step they can take based on everything we've discussed?
Well, based on Communication and Design's own materials, the clearest next step they offer is booking that free digital marketing playbook session.
That session we mentioned earlier.
Exactly. It's presented as a direct way to get personalized analysis on where your brand stands right now and to walk away with a custom roadmap for your marketing. And, crucially, without needing to commit to paid services up front.
And they made it pretty straightforward to do that.
Yeah, they provide the phone number right there.
Yeah.
It's 815-281-5152.
815-281-5152. Got it.
And they also throw in a mention that it might be a limited time thing and that booking includes getting a brand building swipe file templates, examples, that sort of
For
thing.
some extra resources, too.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty valuable package for just taking that first step. It really boils down to that core message again. Stop the guesswork, get a plan, and start seeing real growth,
Right. So if you're that local business owner, tired of feeling like you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall with your marketing.
which really sticks.
Ha, right. If you want to move towards something more strategic, something effective, then exploring this marketing playbook concept, maybe through that free session, seems like a really logical, low-risk next step.
It's about getting that clarity, getting that concrete plan so you can finally feel confident about your marketing and, get back to focusing on what you actually love doing.
Which is running your awesome business.
Exactly.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Just imagine, what could your business actually achieve if you weren't guessing anymore? If you had that clear, data-backed plan guiding every marketing move.
Yeah, think about the peace of mind. Knowing why you're doing what you're doing, seeing it work, taking that first step, like exploring this playbook idea, it really could be the key to unlocking that next level of growth and honestly just feeling more in control.